Hi friends, it's Teacher Ulrich here. Welcome back to Wordly Wise Book 5. Today, let's start with Lesson 6. So what you will need for this lesson is your Wordly Wise Book 5 and Lesson 6's word list. So word list for Lesson 6. Let's get started with Day 1. In today's lesson, we will look at and say the words from Lesson 6. See, you will need this word list. There are 15 words. Now, most words have more than one meaning. I also want to let you know that these meanings given for these words here in this lesson are not all the meanings available. If you would like to learn more about these words, you can go to an Oxford Dictionary preferably, because it's British, and go and find these words and learn the other meanings too. The most important thing for you is to focus on the meanings of these words. Great, so let's begin with the first one. Number 1, the first word is abolish. 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 This is a verb. We can see that here. Verbs are things we and other things can do. To abolish is to bring something to an end, to do away with. So here we can see these people want them to abolish ICE. End family separation. Now this is something in America. They want a kind of system to be abolished, to bring it to an end, to do away with it. Some people support a plan to abolish violence in movies. Please don't. I like war movies, action movies. Next up, it's agony. Agony. Agony has a noun meaning. Agony is the name of the feeling of great pain of mind or body. It's suffering. It's a synonym for suffering. See, this guy is in agony. So you can be very sad, then you're in agony, or you can be in a great deal of pain. When I had my operation, I was in agony, you could say. The sprained ankle caused him agony for several weeks. Agonizing. This is a different form of the word. This word, agonizing, has an adjective meaning. It means very painful, or we use this word to describe things which are very painful. A broken arm is agonizing. Watching their sick child in the hospital bed was agonizing to the parents. I can imagine. Have you ever experienced something agonizing? What was it? What was agonizing? This was agonizing, you could say. Great. Next up, it's catapult. Catapult. Catapult has a noun and verb meaning. First, the noun catapult is the name of a machine used in ancient wars that threw objects with great force. This is a catapult. Roman catapults could throw 6-pound objects almost a third of a mile. That's far. The verb catapult is to move or to be moved suddenly with great force, as if by a catapult. The Stones' latest song catapulted them to the top of the music charts. So the Stones, that's a band. The Stones' latest song catapulted them to the top of the music charts. So they moved up very fast. Next up, it's character. Character. This word has 3 noun meanings. First, character is the name of the qualities that make a person or place different or special. You have a nice, friendly character. Your friend's support during your long illness demonstrates her true character. So it's a person's qualities that make them special, or a place's qualities that makes the place special. The second meaning for character, also a noun meaning, is the name of a person in a story, movie, or play. This is Mr. Incredibles from the movie The Incredibles. Not sure who she is, a fairy in a movie. This is Dora from Finding Nemo. And I forgot this guy's name. Do you know it? From Monsters, Inc. He's a character from Monsters, Inc. There are so many characters in the book, it's hard to remember who everyone is. The third meaning for character is the name of a letter or symbol used in writing or printing. What does this character mean? A. So it's a letter or symbol used in writing or printing. Character. So this is an uppercase character and a lowercase character. You will see when you type something maybe on Twitter, you are limited to a certain number of characters. So you're limited to, say, 150 characters. So then you can only use 150 letters to type. The license plate number NKT 605 contains 6 characters. See, numbers and letters are characters. If you put in a new password for something, you'll see they say use at least 10 characters or 5 characters. So you can use numbers or letters, but a minimum of 5 characters. Next up, it's denounce. Denounce or denounce, how Americans would say it, but I prefer denounce. Denounce has 2 verb meanings. First, it means to speak out against something, to criticize. People are denouncing this girl. The principal denounced the students who acted out during the school assembly. The second verb meaning for denounce is to accuse someone of doing wrong. See, they are denouncing this girl. They say she did something wrong. What do you think it could be? Carla denounced Victor, who sat next to her, for cheating on the test. So to accuse someone of doing wrong. I denounced Peter for breaking the cup. So I blame them. The next word is escalate. Think of an escalator. Escalator is moving steps. So escalate means to go up, right? It's a verb that means to go up or increase in size or scope. If house prices continue to escalate, many people will be unable to afford to buy a home. So if house prices escalate, if they go up, escalate. Next up, it's grim. Just let's quickly go back to escalate. I feel that I didn't explain this enough. So to escalate, remember, it means to make something bigger. You can escalate a fight. If we argue, I can escalate the fight by maybe punching you. That will make it a bigger problem, right? It will escalate the situation. De-escalate means to bring it down. Calm down, let's de-escalate. Next up, it's grim. Grim has 3 adjective meanings. First, the first adjective meaning for grim, we use this word to describe something or someone which is cruel, fierce. There were many grim battles during the Civil War, cruel and fierce. The second adjective meaning for grim means unfriendly or threatening, stern. He looks grim. The coach's grim face expressed his displeasure at our team's poor performance. So unfriendly or threatening, grim. Third adjective meaning is to describe something which is unpleasant, disturbing. We heard the grim news that our class hamster has gotten very sick. So bad news can be grim news, right? This is the Grim Reaper. If you see the Grim Reaper, it means it's time for you to die. So that's why he's called the Grim Reaper. Next up, it's harbor. Harbor has a noun and 2 verb meanings. First, the noun, harbor, is the name of a protected place along the sea coast where ships can find shelter. In the summer, the harbor is busy with sailboats going in and out. This is a harbor. It's a place where boats are protected, where they can stop. The verb meaning harbor is to give shelter to take care of by hiding. We harbored the injured baby rabbit in my sister's room until our mother found it. So you can harbor a little bird that fell out of its nest. You give it shelter. You take care of it by hiding it. You harbor. One law is you're not allowed to harbor wanted criminals. So you're not allowed to protect and hide wanted criminals. You have to call the police. And the second verb meaning is to hold or nourish a thought or feeling in the mind. So to hold and nourish a thought or feeling. Try not to harbor anger against the person who stole your bike. I harbor anger towards my brother for breaking my TV. I hold the thought and feeling in my mind. Next up, it's inflict. Inflict has a verb meaning. This is something you do, or that something does, to cause something painful, or to cause something painful to be felt, to inflict. You inflict pain. This is a funny picture that shows that the shoe inflicts pain on a foot. So some shoes that you wear are very uncomfortable. Then you can say, my shoes are inflicting pain on my feet. To cause something painful to be felt. The hurricane inflicted severe damage on coastal areas. Inflicted. What is something that inflicts you pain on a daily basis? A cold shower will inflict pain. Next up, it's loathe. Let's say it together. Loathe. Loathe has a verb meaning. It means to hate or dislike greatly. This girl loathes broccoli. Gandhi, the great Indian leader, loathed violence. He loathed violence. He hated it. He disliked it greatly. I loathe Brussels sprouts. I hate it. What's something that you loathe? Give me one example. I loathe, hopefully not me. Next up, loathing. Loathing is a different form of this word. It has a noun meaning, which is a name for a feeling of hatred. I have a loathing for Brussels sprouts. I have a loathing for cold weather. Their loathing of cruelty to animals led them to set up a shelter for unwanted pets. I also have a loathing of cruelty against animals. Do you? Great. Next up, it's medal. Medal. Now this is not the kind of medal you get when you win a race. This medal has a verb meaning. It means to involve oneself in other people's affairs without being asked. Other people's affairs is what they're dealing with, their business, right? Not a money-making business, no, their private business, their affairs. To involve oneself in other people's affairs without being asked. When my grandparents retired, they could have meddled in my parents' lives, but they didn't. Lots of parents meddle in their children's lives. They involve themselves in their children's lives without being asked. It's not good. Meddlesome. Meddlesome is a different form of the word with an adjective meaning. We use this word to describe nouns which are given to taking part in others' affairs without being asked. Meddlesome. If you think I am being meddlesome, just tell me to mind my own business. Let's read this cartoon. She believes in butting into other people's businesses. Well, she is meddlesome, right? Next up, it's monstrous. Monstrous has two adjective meanings. First, monstrous can be used as a word to describe a noun which causing shock, horrible, wicked. So it's something causes shock, it's horrible, it's wicked, it's monstrous. Michaela begged her parents not to carry out their monstrous plan to move her family to another country. Causing shock, right? It's a monstrous plan. The second adjective meaning is a word we use to describe things which are extremely large. A monstrous roller coaster was the most exciting ride at the fair. So very big. A monstrous car. A monstrous truck. This guy is monstrous in both ways. He is horrible, wicked, and extremely large. So he is monstrous. Next up, it's ruse. Ruse has two verb meanings. The first means to awaken, to wake up, to ruse. The children were sleeping so soundly that it was difficult to ruse them, to wake them up. The second verb meaning is to stir up, to excite. So if you ruse people, you excite them. Let's do it! All together! 1, 2, 3, go! Yeah! Let's ruse up. Martin Luther King Jr. That's a name. Martin Luther King Jr. rused the American people with his 1963 speech at the Lincoln Memorial in Washington, D.C. This is Martin Luther King. He roused the people. He got them excited. Yeah, let's go. Next up, it's steadfast. Steadfast is an adjective. We use this word to describe things which are unchanging, steady, loyal. Rigo and Moni remained steadfast friends throughout their school years. See, they're steadfast friends. Their friendship does not change. They're steady, they're loyal, steadfast. Do you have a steadfast friendship with someone? My friendship with David is steadfast. And finally, the last word is translate. To translate, it's a verb, is to put into a different language. Do you use an app to translate things, an app? Well, I use Google Translate to translate things. So you type the English in here and it translates it to another language. In this case, it's Spanish. Let's try to read it. Where is the train station? ¿Dónde está la estación de tren? Something like that. I can't speak Spanish. So to translate. The Little Prince, which was written in French, was translated into English by Catherine Woods. Translate. If you can speak 2 languages, you can translate. You can become a translator, which is a different meaning of the word, not given here. Translate. And that's it for today, friends. Well done, and thank you so much for joining me for today's lesson. Remember to keep practicing those words and their meanings. Use them as much as possible. Also, remember to join me next in day 2. You will need your word list for lesson 6, the word list. And you will need activity 6A. So remember to bring that for lesson 2. Lesson 6 is word list and also activity 6A. Friends, until then, take care of yourself and I'll see you in the next lesson. Bye for now. Bye.